smallest, most expensive, and largest cruise ship, and we're here to see what that reputation means by touring you through the entire ship, starting with the heartbeat of the ship, which is the Pearl and the Promenade. We have 15 restaurants and lounges and entertainment zones just in these 2 floors, so let's tour you around. But if you're new here, we're Mitch and Ella of MitchEllaCo, and after 5 years, 20 countries, and over 100 travel videos, we're starting our biggest adventure yet. Around the world in 80 stays. From theme park resorts to luxury escapes to iconic city hotels, we're showing you the most unforgettable places to stay and what to do nearby. Now obviously, if you guys have heard of this cruise ship, you know all about this Pearl. It is supposed to be record-breaking, spectacular, with moving tiles throughout and the lights. All times of the day, it's good. Right off to the Pearl is shopping, which it's Royal Caribbean theme. There's also a lot going on for 9 a.m., but there's always a lot going on in this ship. Now we are on the 5th level and we're making a clockwise route around the bottom. Our first encounter is everybody's favorite, Sorrento's. If you're not familiar with Royal Caribbean, they have unlimited pizza at all times of the day. I think it's open even till 3 a.m. Usually there's pepperoni and cheese as a staple, and then they change out different flavors for you to try. Like there's a Caribbean one, vegetarian, and they switch up the days. This one is gorgeous with all the plates and the details. You'll see this throughout the ship. There's so much to see just on the ship in the details of the designs that I'm a fan with, and this is just our first stop. After you get your pizza fix, there's some light shopping over here, lots of jewelry to choose from, and then a beauty center, which is duty-free, perfumes, you can smell it as you walk by. We'll go across to the other side and we'll make it to karaoke. This one is so cool because it appeals to families. So there's family times to do karaoke, then there are regular hours late at night, and then I've even seen bilingual and Spanish karaoke as well. So whatever your song is, they have it, and it's such a cool venue to make the most of it if you're a karaoke fan or you just like other people doing karaoke. Next up, we have more shopping, which is purses and watches in this zone. Again, we're making a clockwise of the 5th floor, just the first floor of the ship. And then we have everybody's favorite, Starbucks, which is perfect if you need to get your fix. If you don't know, MitchEllaCo is from Seattle, and so we do love a Starbucks, but it's not included in your drink package, so it is of extra cost. But if you need your Starbucks, they have it. Another unique feature of the ship that I've seen is that right on the main floor, there's escalators down to the tender. So if we were getting off the boat today, this would be the #1 exit instead of taking all the stairs, which you can too. But this also takes you down to the casino, but we'll get a little bit more into that later. We've made it to a bar, 1400, which is what greets you as soon as you enter the ship. Let's take a closer look. As I mentioned, yeah, as soon as you get on the ship, you're gonna come up the escalators or straight on through the track, and then this is the first bar. But there are plenty to choose from. Like I said, there's just 15 different venues on these 2 levels of the Promenade. So I would say that each venue is outstanding with theming. So you need to pop into each to see it, but also each has specialty drinks. Now these are a separate charge. If you didn't buy the drink package, it's additional. But just the atmosphere of coming in here, you can go grab unlimited pizza and sit at every bar around and see which one tickles your fancy on whatever day of your vacation. Tucked away in this nook after the Thistle Bar is the Crown Society, which you can book your next cruise. I think it says, yeah, next cruise over here. If you didn't know, while you're on the cruise, you get the best deal for the next one because obviously they want you to come back. Another way to do this is checking out the TV channels because they have a full Royal Caribbean channel on the TVs, and you can check out all the cruises they have to offer too. We're gonna stick with the Promenade, but I'll say there's plenty of watches to buy as you enter and exit level 5 into the Promenade. Lots of shopping. There's also on deck 5 one of the dining rooms, which is appointments only, because you go down to deck level 3 and that's the my time, which me and Mitch make the most of because we never know where our day will take us, but you have to see this dining room chandelier. Now the dining room has breakfast, lunch, and dinner just like the buffet. If you want to fill up before you go out on your excursion day or stop in the middle, this is different food than you'll experience at the buffet. It's supposed to be higher quality in the dining room as people serve and wait on you. We really enjoy it because we like to dress up for the evening, but again, 5 and 4 is when you plan in advance, and 3 is when you just show up whenever you want, but it doesn't start till 6:45. We're back in the promenade. We're making our final loop, and I just wanted to show you what's behind the Pearl. So usually the track that goes around the exterior of the boat is attached to the gym somehow, but it's more tucked away. This one is really dominant where it is on the promenade, so you can walk outside, experience the sea, come back in if the wind is too much, which we'll check it out. It's a sea day, so the wind's pretty strong, wind noise, but I just wanted to show you. This is, like I said before, the largest ship, so if you don't get your steps in through the entire ship and all 19 of the floors, I want to say, then you can come out to the walking track. We have done it, and it's especially entertaining when you're out at sea because of the waves. Now my favorite part is to take you up to the Pearl Cafe, which has been probably my favorite part of the ship just from snacking and being able to use my laptop for editing. Pro tip is that if you take a picture of the Pearl down below, the lighting's not that good, but you take it at the top of the stairs in the Pearl Cafe, the lighting is on your side. The reasons why I like the Pearl Cafe is, one, they have pink couches strategically placed to face the ocean so you can watch it go by. Also floor to ceiling windows, which are like 3 stories it feels like. The artwork hanging from the ceiling, these turtles, and then the cafe is also open late, just like pizza, for you to grab a snack. So we're leaving the Pearl Cafe and we're on level 6 now. As you saw, we came up the staircase, and I was going to show you the comedy club next. So right now it's covered in artwork, but it's called The Addict, and there's 3 comedians. You gotta check on your app when they're performing. I will say it's a smaller venue, so definitely make reservations or try to get here 20 minutes early to make sure that you see them, but it's so cool in the design with all the bricks, and the whole ship is extremely colorful. We're just getting started, but like I said, book it early. They were hilarious. What a great variety too, and it's on almost every night, I want to say, so make sure you see it before you get off the ship. Next up is the Dueling Piano Bar, which we have not been to yet, but we hear really good things, and this place gets packed. There's like no room for seating left. The whole place is full. Now it is earlier in the day today, but they put on a fantastic show. If you've ever been to a dueling piano show, you know what to expect, but usually it's songs that you guys know that you can sing along to, and it's more interactive and lively and makes for a great bar. We're in the midst of Giovanni's, which is the Italian specialty restaurant. And if you don't know what specialty restaurant means it's not included in your complimentary food, but you pay extra for it. They've done a fantastic job, again, as always, of themings, but the finishings, the tile, the woodwork, the chairs, even the place settings with the napkins are so adorable. I bet this is a fantastic experience. I hear that they have handmade pizzas, so if the aren't all pizzas handmade, but made in front of you at the time that you're eating with great ingredients. So if you didn't want to get Sorrentos and you wanted something more authentic, then you can book it on your app or make reservations. Also say that there is fantastic parades, and the best spot is directly across from Giovanni's because it stares right into the Pearl, and you have the best view down below of the parades that go by. So if there is one on the calendar, mark your calendar, make sure you grab a seat early, grab a drink from this handy dandy bar, and sit tight because they put on Disney quality parades. We have made it to the Schooner Bar now in behind me, you can see the boat details. Can you see that finish? It's gold with rope and leather. It's just, there's a sail over here and rope, and you got to check out this anchor, man. Hat. I'm astonished. If you were in a boat club, this could be the bar for you. But you just take a second to walk around, like I said, and experience all the theming of all the bars. Also, you'll notice there's a piano behind me. That's because there's live music here in the evenings, which a lot of the venues have live music, and you can check on the app, but walk by, and each one has its own obviously theming, but then the music just brings the venue to life at night. The dice are the tip of level 6, and behind me is Surfside, which we will get to. It's fantastic, but I wanted to make mention of one last bar, which might be my favorite decoration. It's Boleros, which is Spanish themed, and the finishes, the chairs, the carpet, the tiles, I love it. It makes me smile walking by here and just looking in at the bar. If you can believe it, they have this whole dance floor, and it is packed with like salsa dances, and all the good dancing parties happen here. As we leave the promenade, we're making it to the kid zone as well as playmakers. We'll take you into the kid zone, which is right around this corner. You can see the colorful carpet. I love it. There's multiple zones for different ages of kids, and they do so many activities. It's supposed to be award-winning. You see the colors of the ship now, because I told you it was extremely vivid, especially compared to other ships we've been on, but this kid zone takes it to another level with the LEDs. Another thing is the lighting is phenomenal, but the carpet, it's just awesome how much they have to see here. So we have 0 to 36 months behind me, then we have 3 to 6, then they have an entire theater down here, game zone, I think this is the hangout, and then there's a teen zone on the other side of playmakers. The hangout is 6 to 12, and there's giant big screens everywhere. It's like a full-time daycare. There's a lot of kiddos in there, but me and Mitch walked to the entire kid zone right when we got on the ship, and there is huge sports courts in there too, but now we're making it into playmakers, and the ice skating rink is in this nook. They have spread all the activities out, but you really have to walk the whole ship to get your bearings. We're now in playmakers. You can see the miniature arcade over there. There's pool and foosball over here, and then there is a giant surround sound of TVs, surround viewing of all the TVs where you can watch your favorite sports game as it takes place. Also, you can order drinks and food here, but I will say the arcade is extra. You can actually add your credit card to your kids' ship ID, and so they can play the arcades, but that's if you trust them enough to do that, because it's an extra charge. Then right after playmakers, you make it to Absolute Zero, which is very bright. You can feel the cool air coming in. It is the at sea ice skating rink, the largest at sea, and right now it's U-skate, so people can go ice skating, which is crazy to me. We're in the tropics and people are ice skating on the ship, but the show that is here is called Soul, which is sun, and it is hands down the most epic thing I've ever seen. Highly recommend. Out of all the shows, it is my #1 favorite. Just the sportsman technique that goes into it is phenomenal, and their execution, and they're even doing backflips off ramps, and they have turned it up. And then not to mention the lighting on the ice makes it just come to life. So if you were going to do one thing on the ship, it should definitely be the ice skating. So past playmakers and you hang a left instead of going straight into the ice rink is the teen zone, 13 to 17. They did a great job where they took it away from all the little kid zones and made their own zone. There's a lot of LEDs in here, a lot of spray paint, but we also came in here. They have a huge movie area, and it just keeps going. There's pool over there. So I think they took a lot of feedback from other ships and how they executed the teen area to make it, I don't know, teen approved, which is hard to do. As we leave and make it into our next zones, I wanted to mention that the elevators are incredible. There's 12 on each side of the ship, and it's electronic where you just tap the tablet, essentially, and it tells you what letter you should be riding on. This is F, and you catch it then. And each one has its own artwork, which is beautiful too. Welcome to Surfside, everybody. You can get in through 8, 7, or 6, but you never have to leave. This is the family zone with the giant flamingo in the background, a splash pad, an arcade, a candy store, a buffet, unlimited ice cream. But I'll just show you guys. This is astounding. First stop on our clockwise tour is the Surfside Eatery, which is a buffet option if the windjammer's too crazy. First, after the Surfside Eatery is the complimentary carousel. So cute, all the different characters. It looks brand spanking new, and you can ride it as many times as you want. After the carousel is the unlimited ice cream sprinkles. It's built into here, and there's a Surfside snack, which is more grab and go. There's a dry play place over here, and then there's also a wet water park down at the end. So right over here, there's a bar, so parents can hang out while the kids play in the play place. There's also Pier 21, which is a specialty restaurant where you have to pay extra, but it does happen to be the cheapest option out of all the specialty restaurants. But there's just so much to take in, and especially I'd recommend coming back at night. It's gorgeous. I do like to call these kiddie casinos, but there's skee ball behind and a bunch of different games, even air hockey. If you got bored and needed an extra boost of games, you can go into the arcade. There's the candy store right there, then there is the arcade in there. It is an extra cost, but like I said, if you trust your children, you can add your credit card to their bracelet or their key card so they can play as much as they want. But they got some good selections in there. So the ship is broken into neighborhoods. If you haven't seen, I'd say Surfside was our first neighborhood. Oh, the Promenade, the Royal Promenade. Then we have Thrill Island, Chill Island, which are on the upper decks, but we have made it to Central Park, which is a huge staple of not only the Oasis class, but the Icon class ships, which is this one. But I'd say I have a fondness for Central Park just because the greenery while you're out at sea still blows my mind to this day, and this is like my third cruise that I've been on with it included. But we're going to tour you through and mention all the different places you can eat, drink, and nooks to sit in as we wander through Central Park together. There is a collection of a lot of specialty restaurants in Central Park, including the sushi bar behind me. You wouldn't think sushi and ice cream should go together, but it is a specialty area where you can get a bubble cone and ice cream for the low price of $8. You can also grab sushi on the go too. They have little containers, so you don't hit the specialty restaurant, you can taste this instead. Across from them is the traditional Chops Grill, which is a steakhouse, more dressed to impress, I would say. But the sushi does have hibachi, if you guys were questioning that. Something to fill your evenings with and your reservations, but I do hear that the venues are more small and intimate, so you should book in advance. Then we have not necessarily the bar that comes into different floors, but you can look down and it's a skylight over one of the restaurants. Right here we have Trellis Bar, which the greenery is perfectly hiding, where you can grab a drink and enjoy. Cool thing I wanted to mention too is usually there's not an access point to Central Park from the Promenade, but there is an entire staircase that leads you right down to the Pearl Cafe. You walk through a couple motion detector doors and you are right back out into Central Park and the Trellis Bar, but we're continuing on. I know that there is a champagne bar around here and it's so adorable to look at. The cruise overall did a phenomenal job at putting different seating in different places, including nooks that you wouldn't expect that are like tucked out of the way so you can hang out with your significant other or your family. But this one's cool because it overlooks the Pearl Cafe. As I said, the staircase comes right up here, and then you can see out to the ocean in Central Park, which I have not seen before. So something to take in, and yes, all the greenery is real. Next up is the Park Cafe, which is the main hub of food, I would say. It's open for breakfast and lunch until 5:30, so you can grab your snacks. It's soup, salad, sandwiches. I've seen like whole bags of Lay's chips. I can't believe that that is all included in complimentary in it. But this is a place to stop if you want to stroll through the park, stop off and grab a bite to eat, and then keep on walking. It's a little bit windier, but there's bubbles behind me, which I love the pink tile accents and the teal exterior. But this is champagne, obviously, and sparkling wine, mimosas, if that was what you wanted for the day. But this is where you pick it up. Just the exterior is so cute as a stopping place. And we're keeping moving, and we found more shopping built into Central Park. Lots of watches and I mean luxury items you can purchase to remember from this trip. And lastly is Lou's. Oh, it might be a little windy, guys, but this is the Jazz Club, where in the evenings it's mood lighting central and the jazz just flows through all of Central Park. You can take a stop in there. I do think that it's specialty dining, so you have to make reservations, but the music is free as you stroll through Central Park. But we're making our way out at it as it is a tad bit windy. Now, right at the end of Central Park, you will find Lincoln Park, which is built on the end of it. It's not necessarily in it, but it's on the walk through. I'll say that this is super duper high rated, and it's where it's an 8-course meal, I want to say, with 8 different drinks that are paired with it. And obviously it's a specialty meal. I think it runs around $200 per person, but I've heard it's quite the experience. It's supposed to be set in Chicago in the 20s, and so the theming on the inside, and then all the different courses. If you wanted something memorable, a special occasion, anniversary, this could be the thing for you. But my last note is that on the first day they run specials if it's not already booked, and so you might want to take advantage of the specials and walk over here after you board the ship. So the promenade is behind me on level 6, but there's a couple things sprinkled in that aren't necessarily neighborhoods, but I thought I'd mention. There's the escape room at one end, where it's a dinner and I think you have to try to escape out of it, built into the name, the obvious. And then there is also the Crown Lounge, which I think if you're a cruiser that's been on so many cruises, that you get access to this, so they make you feel a little exclusive. But there's the escape, there's the Crown Lounge, but the best thing of this floor and this end is the entrance to the fitness center. Before we enter, I want to shout out how well they did artwork throughout the ship, and especially this one. This is my all-time favorite one. You have to look a little close, but it's got Google Maps pulled up for home, and obviously they're in space in the tropics, but just cool. But you'll use these as landmarks if you don't know where you are for each floor and know where you're going. It's extremely helpful when you're trying to get back to your room and they all look the same. But right after that photo is the fitness center. This is up a floor technically, and you enter and there's spaces to stretch and some bikes to use and probably some classes and the complimentary different services that they consultations that they give out, which is all listed on the app. But then you drop into the fitness center, and you can also access it through the track as well. If you follow the track, it'll lead straight to it there. But it is state-of-the-art, pristine, wonderful. And like I said, this is where one of the classes, seminars takes place. They tell you all about your posture and what to do and what you should be doing better. Like I mentioned, the ramp and entrance is over there. And then here's the stairs down to the main level of the gym. Now the music was pumping pretty hard down there, so I just wanted to mention my favorite things are that there's so many machines to choose from for cardio. There's also the portholes that look out, so as you work out, you can see you're just gliding across the ocean, which is something that you just want to make sure you remember as you're experiencing your workout. Lots of weights. Normally there's a lot less people in there, but there's a sea day today, so I think they're making their most of trying to work off the buffet. But it is something to check out even if you're not into gym equipment and everything. As you walk around the track, just peek your head in there because it's gorgeous on the inside. Before I take you up to Thrill Island and Chill Island and the craziness that is the outside, I wanted to mention on the 5th floor is the Royal Theater. They do a Back to the Future set, which is outstanding. They have a full-size DeLorean in there on stage, and this is right up there next to the ice skating show that you should watch. Definitely, if you're a theater, you should probably watch it more than once. It's so good. And the TV in your room has one channel that non-stop plays all 3 Back to the Futures to stick with the theming of the Royal Theater. So something to see. This one is on 5, but it also goes to 4, and then there's a 2 more things down below us on level 3 that I'll show you, and then we'll make our way up. With the Royal Theater behind me and the red lights in front of me, we've made it to the music hall, which I have not been in, and we have been on this ship for 7 days, and there is one thing that I haven't seen still. This is why I'm so glad that we do these videos with you guys in real time, where we can experience the ship and our hotels and Disney parks together. So let me know if you enjoy this content. Leave me a comment down below, like and subscribe, because we're working hard for you. But let's see this music hall. So it spans 2 floors, I'm realizing. Down below, there's a jumbo screen, and you can see on the TV as it plays the day's activities. There's family trivia and things down below, which I think they're doing right now, but it does make an entrance into the casino, which is another thing I have not seen yet, but it's Vegas style. It should have everything you want and need, and if the weather was terrible, maybe you'd spend a lot of time down here. I appreciate that they put it on the lowest level, level 3, down below everything. I'll say this ship is so astounding and has so much to offer that I don't know if I would spend any time down here. You just have to go to all the venues and walk around and experience it all. That is probably my least favorite of execution of architecture and like layouts and theming out of the whole ship, and it's huge, so definitely explore. But they do have a casino if that is something that you want to take advantage of. Welcome to the Vitality Spa at Sea. We are on level 14 now. We've risen up from Central Park on 8, and we have found the cafe, which is, or could be, included in a drink package if you ended up getting it. It has fresh juices and smoothies, and you can smell the freshness in the air. And then as you make your way further into the spa, it is more relaxation, lavender, and it encompasses you out there. They do run promotions every day. We just spoke with one of the specialists here. $99 for a hour massage.
30-minute massage.
For a 30-minute massage? Okay, not as good of a price as I thought it was, but it's behind me. They have, you know, saunas, steam rooms, all that good stuff, but you might want to book it ahead of time or catch one of the specials every day. And to drive for. I love it, especially a neon sign. There is a salon inside as well as nails. If you didn't get your hair and nails done before you came on the ship, you can get it completed on here. Welcome to the AquaDome. They are getting down right now, but if you wanted to make your way in, you can go straight in, or if you're hungry, you can hit the AquaDome Market, which is all complimentary, and we'll take you through now. We have made it into the AquaDome Market, which is one of my favorites because there's 5 different sub-neighborhoods, suburbias, of things you can eat inside the ship that are complimentary, including the unlimited crepes behind me. We have had so many Nutella banana crepes, not going to lie to you guys, but there's also Thai food, barbecue, Mediterranean, and another Mexican spot for empanadas. It's just around this corner. Mai Tai, play on words. Pig out barbecue. royal bling in here is all of the Royal Caribbean themed jewelry and a chalice and a throne behind me. Talk about an Instagrammable moment, but the chalice I hear is $100,000 and I think a couple night stays in the suites. Okay, the real reason you buy it is for unlimited drinks on every Royal Caribbean cruise for the rest of your life. Would you do this? We've made it to the edge of the AquaDome, to the overlook, but our first stop is the Ryan Bean Coffee Specialty Place. There is a huge game show going on in the AquaDome, so we'll have to loop back for you, but that just shows you how much excitement and things are going on throughout the day. Welcome to the overlook, which has the coolest seating in the entire ship, and there's lots of nooks and different varieties for you to plop and maybe even rest. The whole dome is encased in glass, but it is secretly cooler up here, so it's to relax, maybe read a book, enjoy yourself. Less kids, but kids are still allowed, and there is even a faux fake aquarium. There is the aquarium behind me if there wasn't enough water features on this boat, but it's just LED screens. But what I did want to say is that this is just like Epic Universe Disney parks, where it comes alive at night and it's a completely different interaction. So I would recommend that you walk the whole ship as well as walk it at night, especially this area. It is like a Disney park. If coffee isn't your thing, you can always hang out at the Overlook bar that is here, so you don't have to leave with your drinks. I really, really adore, though, these pods that are in the distance. We have to be this far away so you can see them, and they're like pods where you can go up in a staircase that wraps around it to the top, but you never know if there's people in them. It's a weird experience, but if you can find one that's empty, that's probably the coolest seat in the ship. Again, we're on the Star of the Seas, which is the biggest ship in the world currently, but we're working hard for you guys, so make sure you like and subscribe because we try to put out the best, the newest content for you. So you'll find that most of the bars and lounges have their own theming, of course, from the exterior, but they also have specialty drinks. And a big pull of going on the cruise is unlimited drinks once you buy the drink package, which is an option you can do before or on the ship, or if you just want a specialty drink, you can buy them individually, but we hear that the drink package is a big thing, as well as the dining package to get into those specialty restaurants we've been seeing together. So like I said, these pods are the coolest seating, and there's a spiral staircase that leads up to them, but it's always like poke your head around the corner to see if there's anybody in there, and of course, they're all taken. Welcome to the world's coolest AquaDome. This is where the performances take place. The performance that's on ship right now is Torque, which is Cars themed, but not in the way you would expect. There's like Metallica and all this craziness. There's also robotic arms, if you can see in behind, and of course synchronized swimmers, slackliners, and people diving from, it feels like 6 stories up. It's crazy. But the craziest thing though is you can see behind me, maybe there's the dome, and 2 motorcyclists go round and round and do crazy stunts inside the dome. It is, I mean, I'm speechless. It was a crazy, crazy thing. I told you ice skating was #1. Back to the Future is #2. This is #3, but just because #1 and 2 were so spectacular, but this equally is a spectacle that you need to witness if you're on this ship. Welcome to Hooked, which is the specialty restaurant about seafood. I just love the finishes in the restaurant. That's what draws my eyes to it, and it's strategically placed right next to the AquaDome to get your appetite going. So if you wanted to book this, again, it'd be through the app. It'd be at an extra price, but I hear really good things, and the inside is gorgeous as well. We personally want you to take a moment while you're walking through the ship and take in the lighting features of it. You will see it in your room, but also throughout the ship. This has the best lighting, the best floors, the best tiles, the best artwork, but the lighting needs to take an extra second. And just like we said, it's even even crazier at night, but this is a great opportunity. You can see it's built into the floors and the ceiling. So earlier in the video, I said the ship was broken into neighborhoods, one of them Central Park, one of them the Promenade. Now this is the first major one that Royal Caribbean has declared, and it would be Chill Island. It includes the biggest pool of all, the whirlpools, some eating spots, and a giant star made out of metal that is Star of the Seas. So we're gonna take a step outside. It is very windy, but we'll try our best to convey what we're trying to get you to look at. Welcome to Loco Fresh, where there's music going and burritos and nachos on demand. This is complimentary and lots of salsa to choose from, and there's also the bar that's built in, which you can see right here. If you had smell-o-vision, you could totally hear, it's a word from my husband, that the tacos, the nachos, the burritos, you can smell the Mexican food from afar. But what they're known for is their salsa deck, where it has like minced tomatoes and onions and all the hot sauces you can think of, so you can make the Mexican food of your dreams. And this is Loco Fresh with the built-in bar. This is the salsa bar I was talking about. Lots of little bites you can grab and dump on top of your nachos. It is one of my favorites, honestly, but it is complimentary. Everything at this location is, except for the bar. You'll need a drink package. Behind me, still on Chill Island, is the unlimited soft serve that is called Sprinkles. There's two locations, one here, and this one's quite popular, and one in the Surfside where it's the kids zone, which makes sense. Tucked away right near the AquaDome market on the opposite side is family table tennis, ping pong, guys. There's tournaments, family tournaments, things that you can do, a collection of them right here, but you have to make sure you walk the ship to see it, and it is complimentary. But we're making our way to the next level up. We're on 15 to 16 that is still encompassed in Chill Island, to all the bars upstairs. Coastal Kitchen, as you can read the fine print, is a suite lounge exclusively. We're on level 16, and 16 through 19 are the suites. They have their own lounge, they have their own pool, the Grove, I think, and it is also home, this ship is home to the largest suite in all of the fleets of Royal Caribbean, so something to check out, and the double level suite, which is legendary. I think there's a slide that you can go in between floors in your room, but if you had a suite, you can enter in. If not, then we are heading and keeping trekking back to our little room. Wow, it's so bright. This is the first sunny day of our trip, but I have Swim and Tonic, which is the only swim up bar on the boat. We found the one zone with lack of wind, and that's the full shower that you use to rinse off before you get into the swim up pool. There's also the coconut and lime bar, which is multi-level, and we're taking you there next. It's very well known that the lime and coconut is the designated bar, but this is the first time I've seen a multi-level one. This might be on other Icon classes, but this one's frozen upstairs where you can get blended drinks, and then the regular bar is downstairs. I'm gonna spin you guys around, but up here you can see the whole layout of all the water features, and I hear there's 62% more water area on the Icon class, and you can see it with the Royal Pool. If you need a point of reference, the AquaDome market is far in the distance, but we've made it to the main level of the lime and coconut bar. It does not have frozen drinks, just regular drinks, but this is one of four. The other two are tucked away in Chill Island around, but this is Royal Caribbean's designated bar. Welcome to Thrill Island, which is right behind you guys. It is the largest water park at sea and has 6 slides to choose from, including a Category 6 slide that it's named after. There's also surf simulators and family rides where everyone can participate. It's crazy in here, very vivid and very loud. We found 3 of them to choose from. One where you drop the Storm Surge, as well as Hurricane Hunter. We found 2 more slides around this corner, but the real thing is to walk all the way up here to catch the slide back down. That is the real thrill. Welcome to the Hideaway, adults only, party all day. There's a couple hot tubs, but the real thing here is the infinity pool that drops off the edge. It's so crazy, and you can look out at the sea as you sail into the distance. We found another shower. This is the only place without wind noise, but there's a bar around the corner, the infinity pool behind me, and then upper decks with so much seating, but mostly in sun. Just something to note, get here early if you want shade. As you leave the Hideaway, the 18 and up zone, you can make it to a mini golf course that is opposite of all the water slides if you need a dry something or other. I even saw on the app that there's family competitions late at night. My favorite thing on this side though is the Castaway bar and restaurant that has smash burgers that are unlimited. Might have to be my next meal. Let's take a look. We have all the grab and go food, warm pretzels, tater tots, hot dogs, and smash burgers, of course. This is probably my favorite thing that I've eaten on board for grab and go. And then right above the base camp is the sports courts. I could not find them anywhere for like the first 3 days, and then finally there was an event up there. It's a basketball court, but I know they do pickleball and all kinds of dodgeball, things like that. Deserted Milkshakes is just opposite of the base camp where you can eat, but this is an extra charge, but there is actually milkshakes that come with a mini piñata on top of them. Now I've seen the piñata one online and I thought it was awesome. I had to find this place. Now we found it, we know right where it is, but it's $18 for the specialty one. And then as you work your way up at Chocolate Castaway, those are $14. So if you want to try one out, there's a $14 option, but if you want to go big or go home, get the piñata. Adrenaline Pink has the rock climbing wall behind me, and then it also has the Crown's Edge, which is where you zip line off the edge right next to the crown symbol on the side of the ship. It's, I don't know, that is not my cup of tea, but it does cost extra to do that. We're going.
Hi, MitchEllaCo. Welcome to Out of the Sea. Washi.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Nice to see you, MitchEllaCo. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. Unbeatable. Okay guys, we have made it to the part of the video where we show you our room, our stay technically. This door's heavy, thank you cameraman. Come on in because we'll show you the bathroom first. All right, we'll do our best to show you all the details as we move and groove in, but we make it in. I love it in here. We've heard some mixed reviews, but from the flooring to the toilet to all the storage in this nook, to then back over to the sink and the lit mirror, which I can tell you right now is phenomenal to do your makeup in. Sometimes it's a hit or miss with this built-in light. They killed it. More storage underneath, as well as even a drawer that comes out, and the garbage. Then we make it into the shower, which the door is our favorite. It opens at an angle, and into the shower. It is pretty good size. I'm like 6 foot. I'm like 5'6". There is the full seating area, which I can totally see a bunch of bathing suits and things hanging from here. Your towels are over here. Then we have an adjustable shower head, which goes because my husband's super tall and I'm medium and other people are short. Then there is one body wash and conditioner or shampoo. It's all in one. So if you have nicer hair, you might want to bring your own products. And then overall, there's an extra place to put your toiletries and toiletries in this corner as we have right now. But it is good size, it is all glass, and it is so new. This ship is only 3 months old. Right outside the bathroom is our favorite feature of the room, which is not only the temperature control, but the lighting control. Remember, we said to always look up, down, and around for the lighting that is well executed. This one is no joke. It has no lights, half lights, full lights, but the morning setting, the evening setting, movie, and sleep. So we'll hit an evening and the whole room gets dimmer and moody. We have a movie, so the mirror goes out. We have sleep, so then everything goes out. Another fabulous feature is the full-length mirror. You gotta take the selfie of the outfits before you leave, especially on theme nights. But the coolest thing is that it actually has an edge and it opens. There's a safe inside and extra drawers and your internet. Now we flipped around and we can show you this desk area. We pretty much drop everything we have here. It's also our charging station, but I strategically swept it all away for you guys so it's nice and clean. We'll talk about the switches. There's a 3-prong one, which if you're from America and you have a battery charger for your laptop or hair tools that need to get super hot, they need 3 prongs. So there's one in here, there's 2 in the bathroom, and then 1 at the nightstand. So many plugs. There's also USB and USC and international. Then there's 2 more switches. 1, the whole room, and 2, this mirror. And again, this mirror is fantastic to do your makeup in too. We have the built-in closet, which is not usual that I would unpack and hang things up, but we're here for 7 days, so we made use of it. This side is unused, so you can hang your gowns, evening gowns for your dress to impress nights. There's also different baskets down below and a full closet in here that has the monstrosity that is my closet. Then we have the seating right here. If you don't want to lay in bed, you want to have conversations, chill, put on your shoes, strategically placed.
Wait a second, open up one of those baskets.
Oh no, I was trying to avoid it. It doesn't have sliders, guys.
Oof.
It kind of scratches just a little bit, hits you with a twang, and it's time for the bed test. Pretty firm, but still good. I'd still sleep here. In fact, I have for the last 7 nights. We have the queen size bed, which is the type of room we got, not all the families. So this is the smallest possible room you can get. We just wanted to make it on the cruise and review it for you guys. It is 2 beds put together, but you don't necessarily feel the crack as we have experienced in other hotels where they smush 2 beds together. Very good sized TV, and then it is framed in with not only the wood but the LED and a little shelving and some plugins that hide around the corner. Then we have fabulous artwork on the wall, a nightstand where you can set your things over here. There isn't a plug though, but there is the lamp. And then also on the other side, there is a light fixture as well as a couple plugs like I mentioned over there too. So that concludes the best, biggest room on ship that you can possibly book. No, the economy stay, but it is pristine. So happy with it. Like I said, we've spent 7 nights here and it's served all the purposes we need. We enjoyed the shower, even with how tall Mitch is. It's good in our books. Now, if you've made it to this part in the video, you should know that MitchEllaCo is going around the world in 80 stays, and this is on our countdown. So we wanted to tell you how much we paid for it, which was $220 per night, per person, and we're on here for 7 nights. So with that price in mind, with all the neighborhoods and all the features, the entertainment, we think it's worth it, guys, to have it on your bucket list. This is the biggest and best in the world, and to experience it, just even looking around and walking through, let alone the Broadway specials and the unlimited complimentary food in certain areas. And then if you did want to pay a little bit more, you can pay for those specialty restaurants as well. And plus you get an extra country, which we didn't even mention. It docks at different ports, which is great. So overall, we would recommend that this go on your bucket list, and we need to figure out where it is on our list as well, but the leaderboard will be at the end of this video. We would put it as number 1. I think it's going to outpace the Animal Kingdom just because of the value that you get with that $220 per night. It's just the water parks alone, the food, the ice skating show, the Back to the Future, your stay where you don't need to unpack and change and all your stuff is just a couple steps away. There's so much to do and offer, and as you can see in the video, even strolling through Central Park, this should be on your bucket list. We highly recommend it. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can check out all the Disney parks that we have already been to and are going to, all the 80 stays around the world, and to see where the next one will land.